Good morning once again. Since we are pressed for time, let's not break any ice. Let's just begin. So,
Oops. Okay.
Okay. We're here today to demonstrate how and why we have used mobile technology in marketing research. As John F. Kennedy has rightly pointed out in this quote, change is indeed the law of life. In any business, we need to plan and shape our future. We need to be prepared for change. Yesterday's past, today's present will define our future. What we're about to share with you in the next slide is a reality that most of us here may have experienced. At the end of this short tape, the one message that we would like to leave with you is, let's leave the past in the past.
Well, if you change nothing, nothing will change, and I think we're all familiar with that. That video is, I think, a real familiar reality for most of us here, for all of us here. Some of us in the Middle East are still experiencing that. Times have changed, research has moved into a new era, the digital era. It's not an era where clients are really interested in understanding past behavior. It's all about current engagement. We all know that businesses today cannot rely on passive insights. It's all about that real-time dialogue that is essential with the customer. So why not hear that dialogue directly from the customer? Why rely on a proxy? We need to be completely accessible to the customer directly. So what does that mean for research? Really, it means activating all of those digital tools of engagement into research. Technology has made it possible for us through mobile research, through social media, through private online communities, for us to stay connected with our customer 24/7. So why not stay connected with our customer for as long as they permit us to? So how do we go about doing this? We all know that customers or consumers spend a lot of time in the digital space today, either through social media, through WhatsApp, through BBM. I can see a lot of people on their phones right now. So I'm sure there are quite a few of us in this audience today who belong to some form of private WhatsApp or BBM community. Really, going forward, that is the way to stay connected with consumers, online or through mobile communities. Brands can stay connected 24/7 with consumers. Brands do not have to rely on a predefined set of questions to be able to talk to their consumers. Because private online communities are based on active conversation and active listening, it really means that we can change questionnaires on the fly. Questionnaire design does not have to be a science anymore. Questionnaire design does not have to take time anymore. We can adapt and change as per the client's requirements and dig to get those real key golden nuggets of information that are needed for brands to succeed. But we also know that today, although we use private brand online communities, this connection is still based on what we would call reported evidence. What does that mean? We are still using communities to check on what consumers have been doing in the past 3 months, in the past 4 weeks, what are they intending on doing in the next 4 weeks. So we're still using this platform to understand what we would call claimed behavioral measures. So really, the next step is to move forward and to make that much more current, to take that into live interaction. And it was specifically for this, to move away from passive insights, that we decided to tap into mobile technology to take research one step further. We currently run private online communities for a number of clients in the region. And one such client is McDonald's Arabia. I don't need to introduce the brand here. Nonetheless, McDonald's Arabia have been in operation in the region for over 20 years now, operating almost 500 restaurants in the GCC region, feeding more than 1 million customers on a daily basis. And they are one of the most rapidly growing brands in the region today. The business challenge that the client posed to us was really to create that granular, in-depth understanding of customer behavior. And what was the background? There was a background to that challenge, and really it was based on 3 key elements. The first being, what is actually behavior? How do consumers choose? Are loyal customers really loyal, or are they promiscuous? The second, as I've indicated, claim behavior is very unrevealing. We're expecting them to tell us what they're going to do in the next 4 weeks. How do they know where they're going to be tomorrow? And the client, through their sales data, have seen peaks and troughs across days, across day parts, which means behavior is driven by day part, by perhaps the day of the week. And third, satisfaction data that they've been collecting over time was also unrevealing. It was very flat. And that was because we were collecting that data really far away from the actual occasion itself. It was not happening during the time that they were experiencing the moment.
We have been running a private online community dedicated to research for McDonald's Arabia for over a year now. We have approximately 3,000 vetted and active members. So our challenge, our solution actually, to the business challenge posed by the client was to enable this community for the members via mobile technology. So what we did was, we developed a customized mobile app. It was built on a geo-targeting platform that triggers a visit mission based on the GPS location of a restaurant. It could be anything. It could be the competition for that matter. It also engages the users or the members while they're actively interacting or experiencing a restaurant visit. Now, some other features that we built into the app, for example, we have the OCR technology. OCR is optical character recognition. So we use this technology to authenticate the visit. The users were required to scan their receipts, and we would authenticate at the back end. We also allowed for the members to have a facility where they could instantly message with the community manager. And for privacy issues, we gave them a feature of opt-in, opt-out, or disable feature whenever they wanted. And as for the client, one of the very key features was instant red flag alerts could be sent directly to the client. And the best part, all this data that was collected, the client could view on real-time dashboards. It was as it was happening. Now, in terms of applications, this app can be used for various types of studies. Some of them we've listed here. They're all self-explanatory. We have operations compliance, category usage behavior, in-store communications, etc. So, our findings that we're going to present today are based on a beta test we conducted among 50 members of the community. Now, we didn't have to incentivize them additionally because they are a part of the community, and we have a proper incentive program in place in the community. And we conducted this study across McDonald's, and the key competitors. Now, during the visit, the members were required to complete a visit experience survey, which assessed visit satisfaction with reference to meal and the key parameters being quality, service, value, cleanliness, etc. Menu choice driver, we wanted to know why they were ordering, what they were ordering. Party profile, we wanted to know who they were going with, alone, friends, family, colleagues. And through the OCR technology that I mentioned earlier, apart from just authenticating the visit, we could also capture transaction value, date, time, and the purchase basket. We wanted to know what they ordered. Now, before Nisha presents some figures, I would like to invite you to watch a short video that explains how this app actually works.
For the beta test, as Divish mentioned, we had actually invited 200 community members from the UAE, of which 50 were willing to participate. That is a 25% participation rate. We also observed a clear pattern in the way members downloaded the app. It peaked on day 4 and it started declining after that. In terms of the demographic makeup, it was clearly skewed towards the males, a much younger age group, under 30. But in terms of nationality profile, it was kind of aligned to what the client's typical customer profile in the UAE is, which is typically driven by the Asian population, the subcontinent Asian and Filipinos. Now these 50 members gave us 480 evaluations in a 4-week period. That is 9.6 evaluations per member. Typically, those happened mainly during the weekday, across different day parts, but you can see very clearly that they peaked during key day parts, the lunch and the dinner day part, more so the lunch. A very important finding that we learned, both us and the client learned through this test, was that both behavior and satisfaction data varied considerably, and it was driven by key parameters. It was driven by day of the week, it was driven by the day part, it was driven by the party size, so if it was just one person versus a typical family who goes in 5 to 6 people, and order complexity. Now this kind of data we've not been able to provide through any other traditional means of research that the client has been conducting over time. We were able to do it through this test. Going forward, there are some key considerations that we need to keep in mind for such a platform to be successful. The first being, it is very important to have a demographic makeup or structure that fits the customer profile of the client, otherwise it makes no sense. Second, most important, attractive incentive mechanisms have to be in place. Nobody is going to do it for free. They would like to be incentivized, and good incentives increase participation rates. Third, we need to watch out for training effect, because we did see that response patterns varied based on how comfortable they were with the platform, how the users were with the platform. So we need to watch out for those kind of data. And fourth, which is also most important, is really managing attrition. For any such platform to be successful, we need to have the panel always available for us. So there has to be a continuous recruitment mechanism in place to keep your panel fresh. That's about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Girish and Nisha, and wonderful that you've been taught on time.